Members of the Platform Party, faculty, graduates, families and friends, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our 2022 Peabody degree ceremony. Today is the day we have all been waiting for. But even as we celebrate, we should also acknowledge the challenges of these past 2 years. You have conducted your studies in the midst of a global pandemic, economic disruption, a divisive political landscape, and renewed striving for justice. You have come through these challenges and others. Today we can rejoice in all that you have accomplished. Let me begin by introducing the members of the Platform Party. To my far left is Laura Booker. Someone's popular. Laura is a senior lecturer in leadership policy and organizations and executive director of the Tennessee Education Research Alliance. She is here today, however, as an at-large member of the Peabody Faculty Council. Next to her is Catherine Loss. Another popular person. Catherine is Associate Professor of the Practice of Leadership, Policy, and Organizations, and Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Professional Education. To my immediate left is Andrew Finch, Professor of Human and Organizational Development. Professor Finch will announce the graduates. Yeah. To my immediate right is Candace McQueen, President of Lipscomb University, whom we will honor shortly. To her right is Sharon Shields, Senior Associate Dean of the College, and on my far right is Rogers Hall, Walkmeister Family Professor of Education and one of our newest emeriti professors. Earlier today, Vanderbilt recognized faculty who have earned emeriti status, including 2 from Peabody College, Lisa Prey and Rogers Hall. I want to speak for a moment about Professor Hall. Rogers earned his doctorate at the University of California, Irvine, and he received tenure as a professor at UC Berkeley before joining the faculty at Peabody in 2002. Since that time, Rogers has continually enriched our understanding of the learning sciences and the design of learning experiences in both traditional and non-traditional spaces. His ideas about how learning is quite literally embodied, even as the learner moves, and how learning can be improved through the use of digital tools have been hugely innovative. Among his achievements is the establishment of Vanderbilt's Space, Learning, and Mobility Lab, which has developed projects to highlight the richness of Nashville's geography and cultural resources. Rogers' studies have led to honors as a Fellow of the American Educational Research Association and the International Society of the Learning Sciences, among others. Rogers also has served his profession as the editor of leading journals in cognition and the learning sciences. and he served Peabody as chair of the Department of Teaching and Learning from 2011 to 2017. Please join me in congratulating Rogers Hall on his new status as Professor of Education Emeritus. And now, to our graduates. You are the reason we are here today. Only you know the total cost of the years leading to this moment. Even so, and there are more costs than just financial, even so, your faculty, family, and friends know that each of you dedicated endless time and effort. Most of you pursued your degree while maintaining a career, raising children, and caring for others. You persevered, and you made it. Along the way, you learned the theories of your discipline, and you applied them to practicums and capstone projects. You have conducted research and presented findings. Many of you have already created meaningful experiences for others. All of you have the potential to change lives and make ours a much better world. Your families, friends, and colleagues have shared your dream and accompanied you on this journey. We honor their hard work and sacrifice too. Please join me in expressing our appreciation of them. At this ceremony, we are honoring graduates who have earned the Doctor of Education degree. Each of your degrees symbolizes the exceptional command you've achieved over a body of knowledge. And because they are degrees earned at Peabody, they also indicate your commitment to put your knowledge to work in the service to others. Among Peabody's core values, altruism ranks highly. The college has long sought to foster human flourishing for people from all walks of life and all sectors of society. Our goal is to enhance the human condition. As a college, we concern ourselves broadly with learning and leadership across the lifespan. We prepare scholars and professionals who will add to our store of knowledge, strengthen public and private life, and lead or reform institutions. We are committed to educating future generations and to fostering the kinds of positive organizational change that will make institutions, especially educational institutions, more effective. As a college, we strive to be more equitable and inclusive within our own community, even as we work to prepare our graduates for a diverse and pluralistic society. Today, you join almost 30,000 living Peabody alumni who are part of this amazing tradition. Commencement also is an appropriate time to recognize alumni who embody the values and practices we hope our graduates will emulate. The Distinguished Alumna or Alumnus Award recognizes significant career and community achievements, as well as a reputation of excellent character and a respected and ethical work record. This year's recipient is Candace McQueen. A native of Clarksville, Tennessee, Candace McQueen has more than 20 years of experience strengthening education at every level, including classroom teaching, higher education leadership, state government, and the nonprofit sector. She earned her Master's of Education in School Administration at Peabody in 1998. She also holds a Bachelor's of Science degree from Lipscomb University and a PhD from the University of Texas. In 2021, Dr. McQueen was named president of Lipscomb University right here in Nashville. Dr. McQueen joined Lipscomb education faculty in 2001, rose to become chair of the undergraduate education department, and was appointed dean of the College of Education in 2008. Under her leadership, the college doubled its enrollment and added 6 new graduate programs, including the university's first doctoral program. Under her leadership, the college achieved national recognition for excellence in teacher preparation and teaching outcomes. So it came as no surprise that in 2015, Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam appointed Dr. McQueen as Tennessee Commissioner of Education. She served in the role until 2019, collaborating with and monitoring 147 school districts and hundreds of non-public and charter schools to serve Tennessee's 1 million students. As head of the Department of Education, she led 1,100 employees and administered a $6 billion budget. During her time as commissioner, she led the creation of a strategic plan called Tennessee Succeeds, under which the state experienced its highest graduation rate, highest ACT scores, and largest increases in career and technical education enrollment in state history. It always pleased me, however, that as Commissioner of Education, Dr. McQueen and Governor Haslam took time each summer to visit the Governor's Academy for School Leadership, a partnership between Peabody and the state to prepare Tennessee assistant principals for higher levels of school leadership. Prior to her appointment as Lipscomb president, Dr. McQueen served as CEO of the National Institute of Excellence in Teaching. She increased its national profile and its influence to improve educator effectiveness. And Dr. McQueen has won multiple awards for her teaching at both the K-12 and collegiate levels, and serves on the board of Pencil, a nonprofit that connects public school students to the business community, Nashville's Agenda Steering Committee, and the Hoover Education Success Initiative's Practitioner Council at Stanford University. She is an alumna of Chiefs of Change, a nonprofit bipartisan network of state and district education chiefs focused on advocacy and leadership development. And most importantly, Dr. McQueen and her husband Andy have 2 children, Abigail, a Lipscomb University student, and Henry, a Lipscomb Academy student. Candace, it gives me great pleasure to confer on you the Peabody College Distinguished Alumna Award.
Well, thank you, Dean Bimbo, and certainly to all of the faculty and staff who are represented here and the administration at Vanderbilt Peabody. This has been a place that I have loved for many years, and it's quite an honor to be back receiving this Distinguished Alumni Award. I also want to say to my faculty, and I always call them my faculty and my colleagues at Peabody, you truly made me a better person. You made me a better educator, and you made me a better leader, and for that I will be forever grateful. I'm just as grateful for the many continued partnerships that I had the good fortune of having because I was local while I was serving as commissioner or while I've served in other capacities. Peabody was always a partner and always came to the table with great expertise. I think you already know this, but Peabody is a special place. It will grow with you, it will grow alongside you, and once a Peabody graduate, always a Peabody graduate, and so this is a place that you can always call home and hope you will be back many times. So who do you think of when you think of a leader? Who comes to your mind? Maybe you actually think of a person who has leadership as part of his or her title, like a governor or a president or maybe the dean of a college. Maybe you think of someone that's on Vanderbilt's administrative team, or maybe the CEO of a company you work for or would like to work for. Maybe you think of someone who models leadership, like a teacher, a professor, a coach, a minister, or a parent. Perhaps you're actually thinking of someone who's celebrating here alongside you this morning. Maybe it's, or this afternoon, I think we're at afternoon, or a fellow peer that you were in the program with. For me, I think of my mother. My mother was an amazing principal of 2 different schools that she took to National Blue Ribbon status and then won the National Distinguished Principal Award at the White House in the 90s. So when I think of a leader, I always think of her. But whoever you think of, it's probably true, those people are leaders. But I hope today you also thought of yourself. Regardless of the role you have right now, and some of you are most likely in high leadership level roles, but whatever you're in, you are a leader now. Especially now. While almost 90% of students across the country get a high school diploma or some kind of GED equivalency, only about 37% of us actually get any type of college degree. If you start narrowing that in, about 9% receive a master's degree or higher, and of that 9%, only between 1% to 2% of Americans receive any kind of doctoral degree. You are among an elite group. So I'm going to give you a high bar because now that you have an advanced degree, now that you have reached an elite status, now that you're credentialed, you actually are expected to do more. You're expected to take on leadership in your communities. You're expected to take on leadership in your schools. You're expected to take on leadership in your families. And some days that actually may feel like quite a high bar. In fact, from my experience, every day it feels quite like a high bar. So that is why my remarks today are only centered around one point. It's one point that I think matters in reaching that high bar. I first learned this point while I was a student in Joe Murphy's school leadership courses. Since that course, though, I have encountered this same learning over and over and over again as a dean, as a commissioner, as a CEO, and now as a university president. So here's the one point. If you follow me on Twitter, you may already know this one point. I said it earlier. But the one point is leadership is about them, not you. Leadership is always about them, not you. I know there's always some level of ego that has to come with being in a leadership role, and I'm certainly not asking you to check all of your ego at the door. But what you do need to know is that true leaders are called to humility. And that humility means that they are acting on behalf of others before they act on their own self-interest. We sometimes get confused about what humility is. Humility is not about thinking less of yourself, checking that ego at the door. Humility is about thinking of yourself less. That's the crux of leadership. It's about thinking of those you serve first. It's about thinking of their needs over your own comfort, thinking of their needs before your own self-aggrandizement. It's about thinking of their needs before your personal desires. In my world, and for most of you, this means putting those who will likely never give back to you because they aren't able to pay you back first. That means our students. Our students, the most vulnerable of our country, we need to be putting them first. When leadership is about them and not you, you do things that make a difference for them. You allocate resources for them, not your own pet projects. You develop programs that, as Dean Bimbo said, help them flourish, not ones that are simply easy to implement. You use data and objective measures to make sure you're actually making a difference, not just relying on anecdotal information. And you build authentic relationships because that is what is most important. And finally, you sacrifice your own personal comfort, like you might be today, your own time, to put them first instead of focusing on only what will advance your self-interest. I believe today that each of you embodies this kind of leadership. It is the high bar of leadership. It's much easier to put yourself first. But simply by choosing to get the highest level of graduate degree you can get, you've designated yourself as a leader, and by coming to Peabody, you're designating yourself as a leader of others in service to their needs. You've learned the value of hard work. You've learned dedication to your dreams, and you've made sacrifices. And most of you, as was mentioned earlier, have been attending classes while holding a full-time job, taking care of a family, traveling to classes, making it work. And I want to take a moment, because I know you care about these people, to also celebrate the people who've supported you along the way. So this is the audience participation portion of the afternoon. If you are a parent of a graduate, I'd like for you to stand and remain standing. All right, I see some folks in the back. If you're a spouse of a graduate, if you would stand and remain standing. If you're a child of a graduate, please stand. If you're a grandparent or a great-grandparent of a graduate, if you would stand. If you're a friend or a colleague of a graduate, stand. And if you just wandered in because you thought there was a party happening, you can go ahead and stand too. Let's give these folks a big hand. We want to thank all of you for your support. You have helped these graduates become who they are today. As a Peabody graduate, you're not just any graduate. I think I shared earlier, you're a graduate of the highest calling. And I'm going to call that a servant leader. Today, as a Peabody graduate, it's your full responsibility to carry on being that servant leader. We expect you to lead with character, with integrity, with a hard work ethic, and most importantly, to show the world, opposite of what they think, that leadership is always about them, not you. Take the education you've earned and use it to give back to others, to build communities, to strengthen your families, and maybe most importantly in today's world, to inspire change. Education reformer and psychologist John Dewey has said, we do not learn, I know, we love him, don't we? We don't learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience. And I hope over the weekend that you will reflect on what you have accomplished to get to this point. You've earned it. and you need to reflect on what's next and how you can use this for good. Receiving an education like the one you've received is a tremendous opportunity. It's an opportunity to make a difference. It's an opportunity, as I've told the Lipscomb community on many occasions, to be a light, to do something that others around you aren't doing, and to step out to make change. Which brings me to my final message today. You are shaping the future of the nation. We need leaders just like you, stepping up and taking the reign of leadership. Everything you've overcome and everything you've accomplished has prepared you for what's next. The obstacles won't stop coming. I hate to say that, but they won't. It likely won't get easier for you. You'll have to work harder than you ever thought you would have to be a servant leader. But you know you can achieve it, and the world needs it. One of my favorite coaches, former Lipscomb Bison basketball coach Don Meyer, has been quoted as saying, "Confidence comes from demonstrated success." So your confidence should come because you've done it. And now keep moving forward. In closing, I'm going to share a quote from my father. When I was leaving to go to graduate school in Austin, Texas, he wrote me a letter. And this letter I've thought about 100 times. And I've thought about it on the hard days, and I've thought about it on the good days. He said, "Remember, folks can take a lot away from you. They can take your money. They can take your possessions. They can take your freedom. And at times, people can take your self-worth. But no one can take away your education. It is the best investment you can make." And then he wrote, "Keep going. I'm so proud of you." So that's my simple charge to you today. Remember, no one can take away your education. You've earned it. It's the very, very best investment you can make. It's prepared you for this moment and the next and the next. So like my dad said, keep going. I am so very proud of you. Thank you.
Wasn't that terrific? Yeah, thank you, Candace. Well, now we've come to the part of the ceremony for which we have eagerly assembled. Today's graduates have fulfilled the requirements established by Peabody College, and on the recommendation of the faculty, have been conferred of that academic degree. Before we begin, I want to say just a few words about the hooding of our doctoral graduates. The investiture or hooding ceremony began in medieval times. The length of the hood has traditionally indicated the level of academic achievement. Graduates being honored would come before the head of the university, bow their heads, and the faculty would put the hood over the graduate's head. In this manner, graduates showed respect to their fellow students and faculty, without whom it would be impossible to have attained their level of learning. The doctoral hood is an important part of academic dress and regalia. The velvet edge of the hood represents the degree or discipline, light blue for education. The satin field and chevron that line the doctoral hood represent your university school colors, black and gold for Vanderbilt University. Today, we continue the tradition of hooding our doctoral degree recipients. Graduates will be assisted with their hoods by Associate Dean Catherine Loss and by Professor Marissa Cañada or Professor Eve Rifkin. With the placement of these hoods, we, your deans, department chair, program directors, and faculty of Peabody College of Education and Human Development confirm that you have completed the academic learning for your doctoral degree. Professor Finch, will you read the names of the degree recipients?
Recipients of the Doctor of Education degree, please approach the platform. The following persons have earned the Doctor of Education degree. John William Barnett. Elizabeth Cardwell Boyd. Joanna Baldwin Clark. Jared Calvert Clodfelter. Scott Lee Collins. Janessa Janae Dunn. Jessica Marie Dyer Fornash. Randy LeRae Harrison Stevens. Martha Carrington McMillan. Ronald Raymond Oatwire. Liliana Renteria Mendoza. Wade Ivy Tapp. Kimberly Denise Townsend. Emily Janet Trout. Christine Varney. Nichelle Beth Allen. Kristen Robin Anderson. Kathleen Baker. Joanna Sammy Bitooni. Robert Booker. Federico Emmanuel Brule Gonzalez. Julie Janine Kane. Kevin Michael Seepley. Jennifer Farthing. Michael Edward Hill. Tim Holland. Karoshila Rochelle Jackson. Jill Luann Germott. Ashley Cowell. Elizabeth Kambari. Kip Cameron Cussman. Maretta Nicole Latimer. Michael Todd Martin. Charlene Martinez. Genevieve Feltz Meyer. Sharon Almarine Michaels. David Ramadan. Natalie K. Rasnick. Margaret Elizabeth Ryan. Allison Beth Schultz. Joanne Snap. Megan O. Snow. Carrie Spanigal. Sarah Stonecipher Boylan. Shannon Washington. Angie Gupta Weiland. Alyssa Zelikoff. Brandy Alford. Sonia Bustamante. Emily Caldarelli. Katie Hayes Carhart. Justin Wade Carrington. Elena Chipman Leaks. Casey Ray Cover. Eugene Kozanak. Gina Clark Desconier. Joy DeTore. Joshua Evans. Amanda Elizabeth Galbraith. Patrick Goldberg. Tasha Ramona Green Cruzat. Christy Lakeisha Harris. Lindsay Hefner. Quincy Jenkins. Scott Frederick Canaw. Kaylee Kamatsu. Courtney Laura Lang. Michael Paul Lawton. Nicole Paulina Malanchuk. Matthew Santino McCluskey. Sarah Nicole Meyer. Tara Lynn Malore. Robert Allen Nelson. Laura Marino Nevins. Frank Anthony Semino Patronella. Andrew Sean Paulson. Sammy Red Jr. Leonard Lee Richards Jr. Caitlin Marie Ritter. Robert Roloff. Catherine Steele. Angela Thompson. Kristen Claiborne Tompkins. Catherine White. Timothy Adams. William Houston Arnold. Sasha Ann Bennett. Carrie Cagle. David Hamilton Capps. Shannon Ann Chisholm Perez. Wait a second. Vanessa R. Cole. Kristen Jean Corkill. Gina Creek. Jenny Marie Crouch. Jennifer Renee Cutts. Anika Nicole Davis. Nadine Della Rosa. Robert W. Dirk. Amanda Indris Ebel. Brian Fleming. Joshua Galindo. Caitlin Kraft Gastrock. Jessica Dotremont Gluck. Tony Lynn Hawkins Scribner. Rebecca Fernandez Herrera. Alyssa Lee Howell. William Lynn Johnson. Shalon Monet Jones. Ian Gabriel Lampert. Jeremy David Lawhorn. Dana Michelle LeBurs. Kimbrell Barbosa Lewis. Emily Holland Lott. Kenneth Ray Maz. Diane Jean Brumley Marty. Erica Akeya Matt. Lakita Danae Little McKinney. Matthew Carl Meeks. Davian Aaron Morgan. Erin Michelle Murphy. Barbara E. O'Malley. James Vincent Anthony Parenti. Stephen Michael Pop. Katie Elizabeth Ralston. Kimberly Lynn Rusk. Frankie Sandoval Jr. Binda Satpathy. Jacqueline Adrian Schumann. Jamie Georgiana Schaefer. Tony Marie Shub. Michelle Levitt Weinstein. Brittany Nicole Whitby. Jessica White. Nicholas Whittington. Brian David Williamson. Joshua Wofford. Jennifer Marie Ziegenfuss. Congratulations to all of our graduates.
Congratulations yet again. Today, you have joined a select group, the alumni of Vanderbilt University and Peabody College. On behalf of the faculty, I commend you. As you begin the next stage on your journeys, I encourage you to be mindful of the knowledge and skills you have gained during your time here, and to share those generously with others to the benefit of humankind. For you have much to give. As we close, I ask that the audience remain standing only for the recession of the platform party and the faculty. Commemorative gifts for the graduates are available at the tent near the Peabody Administration Building, way down the hill. Our ceremony is now concluded. Congratulations to all.